Yo, 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 let's get the business.
Yo, let's get the business. I'm back here with another special episode. You know what's going on. I do this every day, all the time, and there's nothing different than today. We get special people coming up here on the platform. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful to be in the company of these people. Let's get the business. Okay, let's start it out with this. I got a model right here, an entrepreneur, of course, singer, songwriter. Man, I'm telling you, look, she can put your fashion together if you wanted to. She can get that together for
Absolutely.
you. You already know. She's consistent all over the place with the music. I'm talking about go and Google her. Go and Google her name. And to pronounce your name correctly,
Tisha May.
Tesia Mae. Tisha May White, or you can put Tisha May in Google and go ahead and search it. Put it in the search engine. There's going to be a lot of work popping up. She's everywhere singing. She's at your mama's house singing. She's at the grocery store. So she's everywhere. And, you know, she hosts, she goes to the venues and she shuts it down, man. She gets on that stage and she gives you what you want. It's good music. Great vocalist. Very nice natural voice. That's what I love about those singers, man, is those natural voices. Oh, man. Hit you with that old school soul that you need in your life. And she's always putting it on display, man, her gifts and talents. And they need to get put on display even more. That's why she's on the platform right now. So Tisha May White, what's going on?
What's up?
Yeah, let's get the business.
Okay.
This is kind of our first time chilling collectively, you know what I mean, and having a conversation. I told her, I don't do interviews. I'm a conversationalist. You know what I mean? That's all I do. I just kick it, we vibe, and we go over a few things and have fun. You know what I mean? So let's get the business with this. Understanding the levels of the voice control, the range, the pitch, the tone, the combination of, the style and sauce, the stage presence. What's going on? Where'd you grow up originally?
So I'm actually from Austin, Indiana, a really small one-stoplight town. I lived there until I was about 18, and I actually moved to Louisville and stayed for a couple of years.
Okay.
So originally from Austin, grew up there majority of my life, and then when I hit 18, I moved to Louisville.
Austin. Okay.
Austin,
Rural
Indiana.
area?
Yeah.
Southern Indiana? Is
Yeah.
it? Okay. Nice. Then you made it to around Louisville area.
Graduated with like 50 people in my class. I knew them, their mom, their aunt, everybody.
Everyone in their family.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice though. So Indiana, shout out to the Indianians. So man, my sister, she live up there in that town. So shout out to y'all, man. They done turned into some Hoosiers. So I know what's going
Don't
on
hold
with
that against us,
okay? Shout out to the Hoosiers. What's going on? So was you always into music? Like, where did your passion for music come from?
So my family is really musical. My dad sings, my mom sings, my brother raps. So both sides of my family really are into music. I really started singing before I could even talk. I would hum songs.
Okay.
So my mom has like videos of me, humming along to stuff before I could even say words.
Talk heavy.
Yeah. And so like when I was, when my mom was pregnant with me, my dad would play like old school R&B and stuff like that. And so I feel like, once I got old enough to really understand music, I felt music.
She putting it in your soul. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
My mama used to do that. She was walking around the house singing, and playing all kinds of music. I mean, you name it. So yeah, that just got in your soul early.
Yep.
Forever. Like it's been that way. So did you have any like mentors along your journey?
I've had so many that I probably couldn't name them all.
Yeah.
But I would say that recently I worked with a vocal coach. Her name's Kim Cantwell. She's actually in a couple of different groups, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. And she was really a good mentor to me because, she listened to me, but she also guided me in a way where she didn't influence me to, be a certain type of way. She was really open with me and kind of helped me really find who I am as an artist.
Okay.
So a lot of people have helped me along the way, but I feel like she really gave me an open space, an open, platform to just be myself and figure out who I wanted to be as an artist.
Nice. She gave you that cushion area to just be free.
Yeah.
And find yourself.
Yeah.
Right. It's important as an artist to find yourself because there's growth there. There's always growth. There's always development and stuff of that nature. So that's dope. Shout out to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So music can definitely, alter moods. It's definitely like a form of expression for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you see it as like a therapy or as an outlet?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I play with two groups now acoustically, and you know, a lot of the time we do not actually have time to even practice. We all work full-time jobs, so we kind of just play what we all mutually know.
Absolutely.
But I tell them, you know, the best songs that I sing are the ones that I truly feel, the ones that I really relate to. And so, you know, happy times, sad times, music really is like a therapy to me. It's my release because, you know, when you hear something and you get those chill bumps because, you know, you feel like you were there when the song was written.
Yes.
You know, that really, it hits different.
It's beautiful. If you're really deep into music, you understand that feeling.
Yeah.
Those chills. Yeah. Yes. It like sends a shock through your body and it just does something to you.
Right.
I've heard beats where it just give me chills.
Yeah.
With no words on it yet, no lyrics. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I got to do something to it. So yeah, let's get the business. So who's some of your top inspirations are coming up early? Because you're a 90s baby, right?
I am a 90s baby, and that's my favorite
Shout out to
era,
the 90s babies.
Period. Okay, the best era. You know, actually, if you come to my acoustic shows, I say that a lot. I'm like, guys, we're going to play a little bit of everything, but I'm going to keep you in the 90s because that's the best era, okay? I was born, good music was born, you know.
I got to argue with that because I'm an 80s baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's get the business.
Okay.
Yeah. But shout out to the 90s, though, because, you know, the 80s babies grew up in the 90s, and the 90s was born in the 90s.
Absolutely.
So I get it. Yeah.
So, you know, upon saying that, I'm a little all over the board as far as like, you know, inspirations because I am a lover of all genres. I love music in general, but I would say like my top are like Ashanti, Gladys Knight,
talk heavy,
you know, like Marvin Gaye, things like that.
Soul.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You know, stuff that I really feel. Even Fleetwood Mac, you know, they have like a different earthy tones and stuff. And so I feel like I can't really choose specifically. I just choose what I say.
Petty. It's petty to ask.
Yeah, it is.
It's a petty question. I got a few more petty questions, but that's a little bit of my steez. So yeah, we're going to get some more petty stuff. Okay. But some ups and downs along your way coming into the artist that you are today because your music is booming. I mean, before you pulled up, I'm sitting here jamming what you got going on Apple Music, on all platforms, of course. And y'all should download these singles. We're going to get to these singles. We're going to get to them. And yeah, period. Y'all should download these. Don't stream them. Go ahead and download them. Put them on your library. Become, you know, accustomed to these joints.
Throw it on your playlist.
Yeah, it's got that soul that she's talking about in them. You know what I mean? It's got some nice jams. So put her in the search engine. But so have you ever had like a vocal coach or have you ever studied or read music?
So outside of the past year and a half, I had never had any type of vocal coaching. I was in choir when I was in high school. It wasn't, you know, like...
Yeah, just...
At the time, music was not really anything serious to me. I kind of just did it as a hobby. I was good at it. Right. But I never really... invested, you know, it was just something I did leisurely. So I never really had any type of vocal training. I just did a little bit, like I said, in high school. Yeah. But outside of that, I feel like I really taught myself the best that I could until I started going to the studio and recording. And I realized breath control is very important.
Very.
Pitch is very important. You know, so that actually prompted me to go get a vocal coach, and it changed a lot of things for me.
And that's great when you can put the natural talent that you already have along with those tips. Yeah. I mean, that's what makes an amazing artist. So you get into it. You get into the business.
I'm doing a little something.
I like that. So because I never knew how to read music, but I never tried. I never had a desire. I'm like, what's those little shapes? I can feel it, you know, but so your voice is amazing, immaculate. You got those pitches, you got those tones. It sounds smooth and very effortless the way you killed all those covers that I was hearing, because you do those covers. That's one of your pockets that you fall into that I can understand and then needs to be elaborated on, because you got some covers on there that's not, is it the Dixie Chicks? You had one? The Dixie Chicks cover? Jelly Roll, you did one of those joints? Yeah. So I did my homework. I was checking you out. You ever wanted to go on one of those TV like competitions, like The Voice or something like that, or American Idol? Or...
I did go. I went one time. I actually went to The Voice. I tried out in Nashville, Tennessee. Like I said, I was fresh out of high school. At the time, I wasn't really serious. It was more of like my friends and family really trying to push me like, hey, you're really talented.
Right.
Other people should hear your talent.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't into the music then. So I did try out. They ended up calling me back, and I just didn't go.
You didn't show up?
I
You didn't
didn't
go?
go. I didn't.
You got nervous.
You know,
You were younger, you got nervous, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
I just wasn't as into it as
You
I
weren't
am.
Yeah, and now your confidence is on a different level now.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you're a different beast. And that was just one of those moments, you know, it's like a learning experience. Okay,
Yeah.
now I know what I am. And other people probably telling you like,
It's different
You
when
bet.
you hear from everybody
Yeah.
else. You know, you have to believe in yourself.
definitely.
And at the time, I
Right,
didn't. I wasn't
right.
confident. Like I said, it was just a leisure thing for me. But I didn't really truly understand how talented I was. You know,
Right.
It's like when everybody tells you, you're like, okay, maybe they're being nice. You know,
I know
you're
what you
flat.
mean.
You know, but
Yeah.
once I really started to believe it myself, then I got that confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk heavy. I mean, yeah. Y'all go search her up right now because she's talking heavy on them. So let's get to business. You definitely got what it takes because you got the natural talent. And even though you didn't know then, you know now.
Yeah.
And also you have the work ethic. That's number one. You putting that work in.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us a funny story or like a petty story that you've seen on the road or at one of these venues that you do, because you do a lot of shows and you get around all over the place. Tell me something funny or a story that you could fill us in on.
So I would say the most recent one, my bandmate Dave, we do duos, but we also play as a trio. And we showed up to a gig one night and he forgot his capo. And if somebody is going to MacGyver something, it is going to be this man. So he has these bracelets to promote his music page. And they're just like little rubber bracelets. He took a bracelet and his vape pen and made a capo on the guitar at one of our gigs. It was the funniest shit I had ever seen in my life. But it worked.
Made a capo, yeah.
It worked.
Like
you know?
to perfection.
Yeah. So I would say that's my most recent, like, hilarious. I took videos. I posted him. I was like, I'm so sorry, but this is life-changing right here.
That is brilliant, man. That is. Yo, shout out to him. He
Exactly.
came through.
Yeah.
Hey, he did what he had to do for the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to you, man. One thing you could ever, all right, look, this is a petty question too. What's one song that you could go forever without hearing again, you think?
Okay, let me see. Let me think about that.
Is
Probably Sweet Caroline. When I've heard it enough, okay?
Enough is enough.
When I worked in the bars, I worked at 4th Street. You know, I worked in the clubs for a little
Shout
bit.
out to 4th Street, Tango, and
all my
etc.
people, absolutely.
Yeah.
I heard that song so much, and you know, when you play acoustic gigs, you cater to the crowd. You know, you cater to your guests, and I do my best to do that. But please don't request Sweet Caroline at my gigs.
Sweet Caroline.
It's like, you know what? I heard it so many
You
times.
don't even want to get into your memory
I'm
because then
done.
it's just
You know
going.
what I mean?
No. Hey, we're good on that. Put a hold on that one. I got a few too, but that's always a funny question I ask coming up here. Like, it's got to be one at least.
Yeah, I've got a couple, but that's my one. You know,
like call me maybe. That may be one. So let's get to business with this. So your vision as an artist coming up early, you said that you didn't really see yourself as, you know, as a major artist that you are now. So, but are you developing a bigger vision right now as an artist?
absolutely.
Okay.
So, you know, I would say that the reason I wasn't very serious with music when I was younger, I was very passionate when I was younger. I did a lot of competitions, a lot of local shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like as I got older, middle school, high school, you know, people always told me to be realistic. You know, music's not going to pay the bills. You know, there are so many people in the industry that want to make it. And so I feel like, you know, it was instilled in me to be logical and to, you know, find a career. And so I feel like I didn't really develop a vision until I realized that you cannot really always take advice from other people.
Absolutely not.
You have to trust your gut and your
really
intuition.
do. Yes.
And so once I really started to do that, and it took me 25, 26 years to really start trusting myself and stop looking outside of myself for validation and for other opinions.
Okay.
And so I feel like my vision has gotten so big because now I realize, you know, even when I started to put a small amount of effort into things, I got good feedback. I had opportunities come to me. And so now it's like the vision is so big. You know, I feel like it grows by the week with all of the ideas and, you know, creative thoughts I have.
Yes.
It's like, it's really limitless.
And you
now.
wonder, like, why did I even doubt myself in the first place, right?
Yeah. Why did it take me so long to get started, you know?
Because it was learning not to care what people think, right?
Yeah.
You had to learn that part of it first.
Absolutely.
Because it don't matter. Forget what they think.
Right.
Especially when it comes to visions. I mean, I'll never listen to anybody when it comes to creativity, visions, and all that. So, yeah, you're on the right path right now. So, yeah, talk heavy. And don't do that no more. Yeah, don't listen to nobody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to learn. So, are you more on the independent grind, or are you looking, you know, to work more with the labels or organize a record deal?
So I would say I love being independent. I really do not want anybody to put me in a box. I'm very versatile in the sense that I'm from the country. I grew up listening to country music, but I also have soul. I also have rock. You know, I do not want to work and be affiliated with a label because I feel like they really try to mold you to be what they want you to be. Yeah. And I am unapologetically myself, and I am not changing.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
Like I said, it's taken me 29 years to really love myself and love, you know, the natural abilities that I've been given. So I can't let anybody come in and try and change that.
Absolutely. Completely understandable. Yeah. Don't let them do that. Don't let them tear you down, turn you into something that you're not. And you're a complete creative hybrid. And you don't want to break that creative realm of yourself. So that's a good reason not to. You can do a lot independently out here.
Right.
You know, so nice. Let's get to business. Do you prefer closed-in studio sessions, or do you mind people walking in and out with the drinks and what's up, shorty? What's going on? And who's in there and all that? You know, because people have their preferences of recording. Right. You know, I know people that it's like, man, what's all these people doing in here? Can y'all get out? And then there's others is like, you know, press record. Let's get to business. Right. Which one do you prefer?
I'm definitely closed. You know, I am somebody that's I pick up energies very easily. Yeah. So if somebody's in the room and they're nervous, or, you know, they can't see and hear the vision of what I'm trying to get to at the end, that's all really going to affect me. Right. If somebody makes a weird face and I can see it through the glass, you know, just different things like that. So I definitely love being by myself. The studio that I go to, they turn the lights down. It's just me in there. I got the headphones and the mic. You know, I'm in my zone like that. So that's when the magic happens.
Yo, that's what I'm telling you. So you like to be more closed in and vibe out, have a very peaceful vibe, right? I get it. You're sensitive to your surroundings. Everybody's different. Yeah. You know what I mean? So let's get to this, because you have a strong passion for the music. You got a great energy for it. So your new single, High Class.
Yes.
Talk heavy to them about it. It's on all streaming platforms. Like we said, download preferably. You can do it. There's nothing to it.
Please.
Go ahead and hit the button. Also, be on the lookout for the new music video release date for that single. Am I correct?
August 30th.
August 30th.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I have my stuff right.
Okay.
And that's filmed by, is it Best Dad Media?
It is.
To my understanding?
Yes, sir. Okay,
so I had that correct too. It's going down in a major way.
Absolutely.
Look out for that single, High Class. But I want to get into these singles too, because I got a list of singles that she has on all streaming platforms. It's good music, good for your soul, good for you. It's very healthy. So go and check these out. There's one called Tell Me.
Yeah.
It's about Jay Wright and you.
It is.
Right. So shout out to Jay Wright.
Absolutely.
He's rapping. He got bars for that thing, right? He's rapping on there.
Yeah.
I listened to all these before you came up. I was rocking to them. Power Stroke.
Okay.
Yo, all of them. We're going to get to this.
Okay.
So elaborate on these singles. Who did the production on Tell Me?
So my brother, Jay White is my brother. He did the production on everything. We recorded everything at Roundtable Recording Company in Indianapolis. Awesome team of people there.
Okay. Shout out to Naptown.
Yeah, they've really taken care of us. But my brother, on everything outside of this new single that I've released, he has done the production on everything. Mm-hmm. Very talented.
Awesome.
Yep.
Brother doing the production.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Bub.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey man, hey, we gotta get his name out there. You never know who else needs some more production.
Absolutely.
So networking is everything. So tell me, that's another one. Another one is Power Stroke, right? So they do the same production level,
Yes.
same production team,
and
studio?
we actually had our cousin. His name's James B. He's also an artist, and we also had him on there as well. Very, very talented. I would say out of all of the songs that we did, that was the most fun to record.
Was it?
You know, the beat's nice, the energy was right. That was one time that I was cool with being in the studio with a lot of people. Because I had a small part, so I didn't need, I didn't need to focus. I was just vibing with everybody else.
And like you said, it just felt right.
Yeah.
With your vibing with your peoples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had no worries either. So what about this joint right here called Pieces?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell me about that?
So, all of these songs my brother actually wrote and he produced.
Okay.
So some of these were songs that are from 10 or 12 years ago that he wrote and we just threw to a beat.
Yeah.
So Pieces was one of those.
Yeah. Just spontaneously, hey, you want to work on something?
Yeah.
Let's get to work, sis.
Going back to projects, my brother is seriously a creative genius. He has so many files, folders, notebooks of just stuff that he's written. And sometimes when you work on stuff over and over, you really have to take a break and come back to it. And that's when things turn out to be something great. And I feel like with Pieces and, a few of the other songs that we did, they just needed to be circled back around to. They just needed to add a little something to them.
I know what you mean. Go double back, go to them.
Yeah.
Spin the block one time, go back. I like that though. And some I can relate to. I got sisters that can sing and stuff like that. So it makes me want to collab a little bit more with them. We need to do this. What's going on with y'all? But
I'll say this too. When I was going through a lot of the experiences in my life, my family, my brother are there firsthand.
Yeah.
So, I was not really writing as an artist, and my brother wrote a lot of songs from my perspective because he saw me go through a lot of things. So that was really cool to see his version of the things that I experienced.
Nice.
And, me putting those emotions through creatively through his lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he took the ghostwriting to another level.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And that's a whole storytelling itself. Y'all could have a whole documentary series going on about how y'all's album came about, this and that and the third, because that's a unique situation going on there. And that's a very loving and brilliant, thing going on. So I like that. Shout out to Broski.
Absolutely.
I like that, man. So another one, Checked Out, which is one of my favorites. It's got a really smooth sound to it. You know what I mean? Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
So Checked Out was one that, my brother has always been, he pushes me in a way that people do not. So we recorded half of the song at the studio, a verse and a chorus, and we left that day and he said, I want you to take this song and I want you to do something different in the next chorus and the next verse. And, that was his challenge. And so one night I was at the house, I kept playing this beat over and over, and I decided one night that I was going to rap. And we were on our way to the studio for the next session, and he said, okay, what are you doing on this next verse? What are we doing? And I said, I'm going to rap. Okay. And everybody in the car turned around like, girl, you're going to do what? And I said, just hear me out, let me get in there. And I got in the booth, I got in there, I was rapping, and everybody, they click on, where the hell did that come from? And I'm like, when I was sitting and I was listening to things, you said do something different. And something different is, I started rapping, I started playing with the beat, and I realized, just another one of my creative talents, I can sing, but I can also rap, which I feel like trial and error and just playing with things is what's really helped me discover my greatest things. Right. So that night and his challenge, it really pushed me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot to that.
Yeah.
And that's nice that you spontaneously just hit them with the bars.
Yeah. Everybody's face like,
I got some bars for you.
What?
Okay. And then you just took off on them. That's what you got to do. Go ahead and lay it on the line for them.
Yeah.
Just hit them with it. I like that. What about Fall For Me?
So Fall For Me, ooh, that was another one that I loved doing the song, but I really loved doing the video to that one. Yeah. So the greatest thing about doing music, collaborating with videographers, producers, all of the people that we've collaborated with is you get to meet awesome people. You know, shooting a music video,
Yes.
so much time, so much thought, so much detail goes into doing stuff like that. But, you know, it's so awesome to be behind the camera and see your creative vision come to life.
Right.
And, you know, we had the old school cars. We had,
Do some retro
what
sauce
the hell
on it.
are they? What are the little, the
Buggies?
razors? Not the razors. I'm thinking of some country
Trackers?
shit. Yes, we had those, you know. It was just cool. Like, we were in the middle of downtown Louisville, you
Okay.
know, it was late at night. We had the
Yeah.
lights out, and we were just out there freezing our ass off, but we were creating.
Adrenaline
you know?
was going. You
Yeah,
was having fun.
absolutely.
And I love being around a conjunction of creative people. When
Right.
you get in that zone, it's nothing but fun for me. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have one more for you. It's called Stay With Me.
Yes.
That one was popping.
Yes.
I was really listening to all these before you came up, but and all of them stood out. I was rocking and rolling with them.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on Stay With Me?
So Stay With Me is kind of prime example of, you know, my brother really taking my experience and writing about it.
Mhm.
So, you know, before I moved back to my hometown, I had lived in Louisville for a couple of years. And, you know, I had been in a really rough relationship. I had been cheated on by somebody, and I just didn't really have that confidence to leave. And so his song, you know, his words in Stay With Me was kind of, you know, what he felt like I had experienced during that relationship. And so I feel like Stay With Me was really, you know, the song that kickstarted me being back doing music. And, you know, I felt that song. You know,
Nice.
when I sang those lyrics, it was the best that I had done in so long, because that was my life experience,
Yeah.
you know?
It's that passion from that real life experience.
Yeah.
And the nostalgia of your brother once again breaking it down from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I think that's very special.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like drawing somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As they stand there. Or nice, man. And that's a lot of creativity behind that. Whole next level.
Yeah.
And it breaks down it puts a focus on how well you all work as a unit.
Right.
Because I've never, as much music as I've done and stuff, I've never had anybody write my lyrics.
Right.
Ever. Never at all. So that's fun, I bet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different to see things from somebody else's perspective,
Right,
you know?
right.
Because when you're in it, you only see your perspective. You don't see what everybody else sees from the outside looking in.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like reliving those things, but
Yeah.
through his eyes. And
Right.
that's pretty cool.
That is nice.
Yeah.
But I've ghost written for people, but the subject matter wasn't as, wasn't as
Yeah.
purpose. It wasn't as personal,
Right.
or specific.
Yeah.
But that sounds dope, man. So shout out to your brother. He sounds like a talented guy, man.
Absolutely.
Very
It really
talented.
is. Yeah.
So a list of showcases and events you all have coming up. The Carnival, was it in the evening of Mysterious Masquerade?
Yes.
October 26th,
Yes.
7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
at the Rathskeller
In the seal box.
of Seelbach.
Yes.
Right. I had to make sure my pronunciation,
You
my,
did
my
good.
skill level was right on there. Let's
did
get
great.
the business. Did great on that. So what's going on? And y'all were just at Joe's Crab Shack
We were.
on the August 7th. It was going down on the showdown.
Yeah.
And that seems to be a familiar spot that you all pull up and y'all do covers and y'all do free music for people.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to showcase your talents and abilities. So I thought that was very nice. And
Yeah.
when I seen them pictures of the Joe's Crab Shack food you was posting, stop
Yes.
it.
Okay.
What? That made me want to go get some. So talk to me about this Carnival event.
So shout out to John Fogel. He actually reached out to me originally to be a promo model in his trailer for this party. And, after we got to talking, I released my single, and he actually invited me to perform that single at the party, which I am so, so excited about.
Nice.
So he has, John is very detail oriented when he plans his parties. He has people from all walks of life. He has, carnival, jugglers. He has body paint. He has so
Okay.
many people come into this party, and, a lot of people with a big following, a lot of people that are the who's who come into this party.
Mm-hmm.
When
Some hot names.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and when he reached out, originally I had never met John. but I had saw the party and thought this is something different in the Louisville area.
Right.
It's easy to go to a day party. It's easy to go to a club, but who gets to say they've been to a masquerade ball where you get to creatively, be as fancy as you want to be?
Right.
And, if you know me, I show up everywhere bougie as can be. I'm always that friend that everybody will say, I'm wearing jeans, be normal. And I show up and I just don't know how to be normal. And so
you just like to be different.
Yeah. And so
Right.
when he reached out, it was like, it was such a cool experience for me because I thought, this is one night that I get to be creatively who I want to be, as fancy as who I want to be, and I'm not going to stand out in the crowd. Everybody else that's coming to this party, they're really going to put time, effort, and creativity into their costumes. So it's something I'm actually really excited about.
A nice experience.
Yeah.
Y'all take a lot of pictures on Instagram?
So we're actually shooting the trailer on August 18th, and then the party isn't until October. So I feel like once I get to the, promo video, I'll kind of get an idea of like how things are going to be.
The momentum of things.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love October too. I can't wait to October. It's too
Right.
hot right now, man. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Global warming is real. They weren't lying about it.
It's awful.
It's hot. So talk heavy to me on this. The Thirsty Sportsman.
Yes.
With Frederick Elam and Tony Begley.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right? Begley?
Yeah.
August 14th.
Yes.
From 6 to 9 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Be there or be square. Talk to them.
So my parents actually DJ. They do karaoke at the Thirsty Sportsman.
Word.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Shout out to the parents.
Musically talented in this family. So they do karaoke on Fridays at Thirsty's every Friday. And, they have their own vibe, their own crowd that follows them. And Thirsty's has really supported the music. They book me as often as they can. I greatly appreciate them. They have the absolute best bar food in the 3 counties surrounding us.
We're going to get to that.
Yes, and the people, the people that run Thirsty's, we really appreciate them. They're down-to-earth people. And, they are giving artists a chance to showcase their talents and entertain their guests, and it's something we really appreciate.
Nice. Shout out to them. And we do appreciate that. Like, whenever people build platforms, if you build it, they will come, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them for building that and letting people, get their talents off.
Right.
I like that. So, there was a private event that you had with Dave Campbell. Dave Campbell Music?
Yes.
To my understanding?
Yes.
August 17th?
Yes.
3 to 5 p.m.
Yes, sir.
So where's that private event?
So we are doing a backyard baby shower / pool party in Jeffersonville. So we are really open to be booked for anything: corporate events, private events, bars, restaurants, festivals. We do it all. And, we offer a duo, we offer a trio, we also offer a full band. So we are really flexible. Any of your entertainment needs, even weddings, we do a little bit of everything.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Talk heavy to them. Y'all go check some of these events out. So nice. And there's also services being provided.
Yeah.
So, local musician showcase, August 18th. Man, you busy. You're getting busy out here. How do you balance all the scheduling out? Is there a balance to it? You get sleep?
Not really, no. Most days I feel like my head probably isn't attached. But I feel like I'm somebody that really thrives on chaos. I know that's probably bad to say, but if I'm not busy, I feel like I have time for my mind to wander, and for me to just have anxiety and stuff. So staying busy actually really helps my mental. So, in the beginning, I definitely had no idea that things were going to take off the way that they have.
Right.
And so, every month I say, I'm going to limit myself to 5 things to do this month. And it's like every month, it just does not happen.
Yeah,
like
it never works that way.
But, I can't complain. I appreciate being busy. I appreciate being able to go out and meet different people, experience new venues. So I can't complain.
Absolutely. I can relate to that busy thing. Definitely. I have to be doing something.
Yeah.
And then you're back at Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
August 21st, 6 to 9 p.m. Hey, tighten up. Get to Joe's Crab Shack. And make sure you're there by 6, because it's going down.
Exactly.
So, and then you got Flip Daddies of Scottsburg with Freddie Elam again.
Yeah.
And Begley again, right?
Sir.
Tony Begley.
Yeah.
From 6 to 8.
Yes.
So shout out to Flip Daddies of Scottsburg. Yeah. Derby City Game in downtown, which this event has a lot of talent. which consists of, just to name a few people, is it DJ Tank,
Yes.
GVO,
Yeah.
DJ Empty Beats, shout out to him, DJ Slick Rick. Yeah. And this is going down from 9 to 12, like I said, at the Derby City Gaming downtown Louisville.
Yes.
Louisville, Kentucky.
So we performed there a couple months ago for the first time. Erica Denise Entertainment, shout out to Erica and her team. They booked us the first time. Derby City is so awesome. They have a cigar and lounge bar downstairs.
Yeah.
It is so immaculate, you guys. If you are looking for a high class experience, a place to go have cocktails, you know, just be in a very nice environment, Derby City is the place.
Yeah.
And like you said, they always have something going on. I think Wednesdays they do poetry. Friday they have DJs. Saturday they have live music. They really are supporting the creative community. And like I said, shout out to anybody that does that. You know, just having a space for creatives to showcase their talent. We really appreciate anybody that does that,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. Shout out to them, man. Like you said, creating that platform that people can just come and showcase what they got
and
going
shout out
on.
to you because you're doing the same thing.
Thank you.
You
Thank
know?
you very much.
Yeah.
So I ain't doing nothing. This is just my calling. So at Baxter's,
Yes.
y'all get popping in there too.
Absolutely.
Right. You ever hit up Louder Than Life tour?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a pretty classic event.
Yes.
How many years have you been? You've been once or twice? Or?
I've probably been once or twice.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, when I lived in Louisville, I did not enjoy all the things that Louisville had to offer. I was young. I was in college. I worked 2 jobs while I was in college. So I didn't really have time to really enjoy things like I do now.
Right.
And, you know, also being an artist and releasing singles and, you know, doing shows, it's really, it's awesome to get out and network.
Yeah.
So I really try my best to get out more. It's just hard when you have a busy schedule.
It's tough. It's tough for everybody. It gets tougher too.
Yeah.
But that's why that consistency pays off. Because
Right.
once you put the work in, nobody could tell you nothing. It's
Right.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as long as you're still enjoying yourself, you know, you don't bring yourself down in the dirt from doing it. Once you're doing that, it's like, you know.
Then it's not fun anymore.
Right. So you shining like, you know, you doing your thing right now. You ever heard lemons and honey can help with your voice or lungs?
Absolutely.
Before you sing and stuff like that?
So I'm trying to be consistent. I drink green tea and local honey.
Yeah, tea too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually have really bad allergies and I live in the middle of some cornfields. So that does not help. So local honey actually aids in allergies. So I actually mix green tea and honey before every show and it really does coat your throat.
Yes.
It's very helpful.
I've tried it and it worked for me when I was doing more music. Yes. I figured I'd ask you that. It's like an old school remedy.
Absolutely.
I believe my grandmother told me that. I'm not for sure. Yeah. So that's dope. I figured let me ask her that. So you having so much fun. I can see it, like I can feel it through your energy. You know, I can feel it through your vibe. And you've done so much stuff out here. So many shows, performances, you're pulling up, you're doing your thing, you're tearing it down. Is there anyone in particular that stands out to you in memory or a show that's monumental to you? Or it could be one with sentimental value that you hold dearly to you?
So I would say this wasn't really a show, but I recently recorded my music video for High Class, and I performed on the stage, you know, with everybody, my friends, my family, everybody that was there. And I would say that was really monumental and memorable for me because, you know, I'm really starting to find who I am as an artist. I have really stepped into what I feel my greatest creative season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm really trusting my gut and I'm really, you know, even though I've been through a lot of hard times, I've also had a lot of high times, a lot of great times in my life. And I'm to the point now where I want to focus more on the great things, the blessings that I already have. And so I feel like being in that room performing and seeing all of the support that I had that night, you know, even from my friends that work at Baxter's. I have been going to Baxter's for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I actually worked for the owner at one of his restaurants over on Frankfurt Avenue.
Shout out to Baxter.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, just seeing everybody really support me and believe in me and show up and me be there doing what I love. Cold chills right now. It really was just such a great feeling, you know, seeing all of the support and everybody believing in what I'm doing.
So it was that moment, right?
Yeah.
That was that one shining moment.
Yeah.
Did you get it on film?
I absolutely did.
You had to get that.
So we actually, the team that I worked with, Best Dad Media, they did behind the scenes clips. And so I have started promoting the date for my music video release. So I just released some behind the scene footage from that day.
Man, let's get the business.
Yep.
Wait till that footage drops. I'm telling you, it's going down. And all the music is dropping on top of it. So that's what I love about it. I'm a music fanatic. Love it. And I was vibing to your music. I love it. Keep doing your thing. That's all I have to say. And I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
I put that thing on my library.
Okay.
It's on and popping. So with the music being so altered due to like professional quality and things of that nature, you know, the technology is at its peak. Things are going on in the studio that you can kind of crop people's voice. But what I want to elaborate on and what I respect and adore so much about your voice is that you have that natural gift about your voice.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs anything extra.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs much. You know, you're gonna do your basic mix down on there.
Yeah.
And you're good.
You know, actually, when I first started recording, my brother and I, we bounced around from different studios because when you are a singer versus a rapper, you know, it is very different to mix somebody's voice. And
Absolutely.
So in the beginning, I felt like a lot of places would just throw on auto-tune and they would try and alter my voice. And like you said, I really have put a lot of time and effort into, you know, perfecting my craft, growing in my craft. And so I didn't really feel like I needed those things. Wow. So finding a good studio who, you know, really took the time to go in and mix things and, you know, not just throw a blanket on, that really made a huge difference.
Yes, it makes all the difference in the world. Because I could tell just listening, I got a good ear for music. Like, so I can't read music, but I can hear it very well. And I'm like, yeah, that's natural right there. Yeah. So shout out to that. Yeah. I like that. So let's get to business. Hotel or Airbnb, when you get to traveling a lot, which one do you prefer booking?
You know, I love the peace of being in a home. So I would say Airbnb just because when I travel, I still want to be comfortable. Yeah,
so it just feels like you're at home almost.
Yeah.
Just even though you're in someone else's home.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Probably got a little more space. Okay, I got you. Would you rather record early in the morning, you know, when it's like fresh on your brain, or you more like the nightlife, you know, like let's turn up on some nighttime stuff and lay some records down?
I thrive in the nighttime. I am not a morning person. Please don't wake me up early, okay? So I really thrive in the nighttime. I've always been a second shifter. And so even being on day shift the past 3 to 4 years now, I feel like I thrive in the night. You know, I might get up at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and start cooking. And then I start I create. I throw on some good music. I start singing. I might even start writing something, you know, so I feel like I definitely thrive in the nighttime.
Talk heavy. Nice. I feel like that was an interesting question that I love to ask creative people because you never know.
Yeah.
So let's get to this though. Would you rather, I'll give you a scenario.
Okay.
You get a call. You're invited to perform halftime at the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So how are you coming out? How are you stepping out? Are you going to wear something casual? You wear more, you know, high heels, dressy, classy, killer attire? How do you feel like, what angle are you going to take going on into the Super Bowl performance?
So previously I would be fancy. I would wear heels. But, you know, when you perform as often as I do, eventually you just want to be comfortable.
Yeah, you perform a lot too.
Yes.
You do a lot of stuff.
In the beginning, I was really, you know, with the fancy, with the high heels. With something like the Super Bowl, I'm also very clumsy. So I am going to be comfy.
You're like, I almost slip out here in front of these people. Let me get straight.
Right.
Right. It's like you don't want to be walking on like high stilts, right? Like the ankles is, you know, doing
little baby legs.
Yeah, baby legs. Little baby deer legs. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna hold that's funny though. Yo, so I get it. So more comfortable but fly though.
Right.
Okay, I got you. Nice. So do you have any pet peeves as an artist?
I would say the only thing that people people clapping off beat. Okay, you know, it is hard as a band, you know, to stay.
Off beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's hard as a band to stay, you know, connected, to stay open with communication, to be on, you know, on beat, on point. And so when we have those people, you know, in the crowd, it's like, don't you throw me off up here. Okay. Get out of here, man.
The
you
off
know?
rhythm.
Yes. So really outside of that, you know, I'm pretty effortless. I don't really get bothered by too much.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Stay on beat.
Please.
So nowadays it's more like a fast pace, short attention span streaming era, rather than, you know, how it used to be a full album on cue copy, you know, hard copy era. Does dropping singles work for you more, or you have more plans of dropping bigger projects with more records on it?
So now that I have branched out, kind of doing my own thing, I have started dropping singles just to kind of keep consistent with putting, you know, original music out. But I do plan eventually in the next year or so to work on a full album.
Nice. Yeah. That was my personal question. I'd like to hear a nice album come from you.
Yeah.
You deserve it. And you know, package that thing up really nice.
Right.
Yeah. And we're gonna shop it.
Absolutely.
They got to make sure their chicken's right though. If they want to book you, they got to get it right. Yeah. Okay. So you got a favorite home cooked meal or a favorite restaurant preference?
So my dad is an excellent cook. He really could have been a chef in another lifetime, but he just never, you know, he never went down that road. So I would say my favorite meal is chicken casserole that my dad makes. Stuffing, white rice, cream of chicken, you know, like all of the good things wrapped up into one. So that would be probably my favorite.
I love casseroles. Yep. Definitely chicken casseroles are my favorite. Shout out to Pops.
Right.
Yeah. So you eat chicken wings?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What kind of crazy question is that? Mama asked you this.
Okay.
Drums or flats?
Drums all day long.
Word.
It's just, you know, it's too much work. You got to break the bone in half if you got a flat, you know. I just give it to me easy, you know.
Word.
Drums for sure.
Okay. Shout out to the drum crew. Shout out to the drum squad. Nice. I like that. Most people's like flats. A lot of people's like chicken, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. Drums. Let's get to business. Do you enjoy writing, recording the record more, or performing the record more?
So I just recently really dove into writing. When I wrote the 2 singles, I actually had a lot of help from Hunter Lambert. She is with Roundtable Recording. She really helped write both of the new singles that I have. And it's not that I don't enjoy the writing aspect. I have not really done it enough to really appreciate it.
Right.
I really enjoy the recording, especially now that I have, you know, taken vocal lessons. Yes. The sessions don't last as long. They're not as frustrating. So I would say, I think I really enjoy the recording. When I come out of a session and I leave and I've had a good session, it just is like confirmation and reassurance of like, girl, you did that shit. You know, like it's just like, I don't know, it keeps that confidence going and that momentum going for me, because that high you have when you leave and you've really killed a song, there's nothing to compare it to.
It's not comparable. There's nothing it's almost can't put it into words. Right. It's all feeling, right? So nice. You can't take that feeling away either, because you keep going back to it.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction almost.
Right.
Just getting that satisfaction of creating something.
Yeah.
I think I'm addicted to being creative.
That's okay.
Yeah. So nice. Let's get to business with this. Do you have favorite producers?
You know, I wouldn't say so.
No favorites?
I just haven't, like I said, I've only been doing
your brother's done mainly most of your production.
Exactly.
Right?
And you know what? I can't say that he's not my favorite. He has been really great. But I just feel like I'm still so early that I don't know who my favorite is yet.
There's a lot of producers out there, right?
Yeah, right.
So you navigate your way.
I haven't met them all yet. You know, I've only worked with 2 producers so far, and I've loved what I've done. But I feel like it's been just the beginning, so I can't really say I have a favorite yet.
Nice, you know? Very well worded, and you got a lot of places to navigate.
Right.
Plenty of time, and like you said, you're still finding yourself as an artist, and that has to do with the production as well.
Right.
Because if you know yourself as an artist, you almost know what you're looking for sometimes.
Right.
You know, you'll sleep on it, or you'll be riding down the road like, yeah, that's the sound I want.
Right.
this is what I need.
Yeah.
And then it helps you find it more. So
If you're anything
find
like
more.
If you're anything like me too, I'm a firm believer in dreams being messages. And, before I recorded High Class, I was in a dream. And, I don't always remember dreams. I think some people do, some people don't. And I was in a dream and I heard a beat to a song that sounds, similar. It has the same vibe. Yeah. And I woke up and I immediately wrote that down and was like, this is a sign for me, this is that sound that I'm looking for. So I really pay attention to the elements, the earth, the wind, the sea, all of those things. And, some people feel like that's a crazy thing, but to me, I'm very tapped in and in tune with those things.
You live by the seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that because there's a connection there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when it comes to nature and music, it's almost like it works in parallel.
Yeah.
It does because you're going off feeling.
Right.
You're going off vibe. So that's nice. Do you have a top 5 singers of all time?
Oh, that's hard.
It's petty too, isn't it?
Okay.
And we could do 7 or 10 because like I tell everybody else, 5 is a petty number.
Yeah.
5 is like,
That's rough. Okay.
So you can give me 7, 10, 25.
Okay, let me think here.
Yeah.
So this is in no particular order because I'm not going to do
no particular order at all. But it's your world though.
Okay, I would say Gladys Knight.
Hey, talk heavy to him.
Okay, Ashanti.
Woo, yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
All right.
Marvin Gaye. Most definitely Al Green.
Okay.
When I was growing up, that's all that my dad would play, and so that's really where I got my soul from, and I appreciate that.
Your dad, your father has got some soul.
Yes, yeah.
Marvin Gaye,
absolutely.
Talk to him.
Yeah. So I would say those are my top 5.
Nice. That's a solid top 5.
Right.
And they all got soul to them.
Absolutely.
I love how Marvin Gaye's in your top 5.
Yeah.
I love that. Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
And I could tell you have some of those influences about yourself because like I said, you have a natural voice.
Yeah.
A lot of these newcomers don't have that, so it comes out a little differently sometimes. But we'll talk about that later. We'll discuss that. So I got a him or her or this or that going on. Okay. It's kind of a game I like to play with whoever comes onto the platform. So first, Gwen Stefani or Kesha?
Oh, they're both awesome. Kesha, absolutely.
Kesha's one of my favorite artists.
Yes. Yeah. She just has that high energy, that good vibe,
I cannot argue with that. Yes. I rock it with Kesha on that. Okay. Celine Dion or Sheryl Crow?
Ooh, Celine Dion all day.
Okay.
All day. Titanic, My Heart Will Go On.
Oh my God, that Titanic. You talking about chills.
That's
the chills you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unbeatable.
Ooh, that Titanic. She tore that down.
Didn't she?
Yeah, she did. So, Kane Brown, are you familiar?
Yeah.
Or Luke Combs, which is one of my favorite country artists.
Luke Combs, all day long.
Yeah.
All day.
Okay. Talk heavy to him. Is there a reason behind it?
I know we've discussed this before, but he has a lot of music that I really related to. Okay. Especially when I was in my season of, navigating through, bad relationships, going through going out to the bars and drinking to really, mask the things versus finding a healthy way to channel. So I feel like, Luke Combs' music talks a lot about heartbreak and drinking.
Absolutely.
And I did that a lot for a while.
You can relate to it.
Yeah.
Nice. So talk heavy to him. I love Luke Combs' music. Aaliyah or Lauryn Hill?
Oh, why do you have to do
so
me like that?
I know.
I would say Aaliyah. She was beautiful. She was so talented.
Okay. It's tough, right?
It is. It is. I feel like I love them both, but Aaliyah takes the cake for sure.
Nice. Shout out to that, man. Carrie Underwood or Miranda Lambert?
Oh, these are hard. Okay. Two greats.
That's the whole point. I had to do it. I had to do it to you.
Okay. Carrie Underwood for sure.
Okay.
I love Miranda. She's has that edge about her, but I love the class that Carrie Underwood has. They're different personalities, different styles.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
It depends on the day.
She's not even close to being provocative.
Right.
Right.
And you know, it
I
depends
respect
on the
that.
day with me. I can be, you know, I can be classy. I can run with the best of them, but I also can be, I will kick your door in and burn your house down if you mess with me. So it depends on,
Talk heavy.
you know, it depends on that mood that I'm
Yeah.
in and what, you know, artist really like pulls me in
Yeah.
that day.
And they need to check it out. That's why they need to tap in to these
Right.
streaming platforms.
Absolutely.
Because those singles, you tearing the door down on a few of those. You're getting busy on that. So nice. Y'all tap in with this. So Green Day or Linkin Park?
Green Day.
Mm.
When you know, when I
love
was
Green Day.
growing up, they were in their prime, and I remember a lot of their music.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite joints. I like Linkin Park too, though.
Okay.
Okay, so Taylor Swift or Shania Twain? Two different eras, kind of.
Okay, in Taylor's original era, when she first started, I was young and I loved her style of music then. I don't really listen to her too much now. I'm not really with the craze. Props to her for what she does, but
Right.
you know, I just really try to not listen to as much mainstream hype. You know, I
know
like
what you
like to find more unique stuff. You know,
Right.
So I would say, ooh, this is hard. I would say Shania Twain because I feel like, you know, with her, she never really changed things up. She had
Right.
her fan base. She was how she was. And so I really appreciate that about her.
Nice.
Like I said, nothing against Taylor. She's doing her thing, but
Yeah.
I just don't vibe as well in this era that I did with her first.
She's very mainstream now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I get, but and back then she was doing more storytelling.
Right.
And you can relate to more of her stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So nice. And there's a country Taylor and there's more of a pop Taylor,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
It's like two different versions.
And, you know, props to her for that because, you know, I talk about this all the time. I am not a country artist. I am not a pop artist. I am an artist. So
Right.
anybody that can cross over the charts and, you know, capture different audiences through different genres, I am so for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole different chicken bag that you
Right.
can get to her audience. And yeah, nice. So, Little Big Town or Lazy Annabelle?
Ooh. Ooh. Little Big Town. Little Big Town.
Word.
So
Classic.
they both have really good harmonies in them, but
Yeah.
the way those harmonies hit with Little Big Town, they're unmatched.
They hit different.
Yes.
They do. Classic group. Nice. Miley Cyrus or Ariana Grande?
Oh, you doing me bad. You're doing me real bad.
I had to do it. I had to come on point and proper. Nice.
Oh, man.
And it's so petty. It's so petty of me.
You know what? I'm going to say Miley Cyrus because I have really watched her through her career do so many different things. You know,
She is very versatile.
yes, I
Very.
love that about her. Not to say that Ariana Grande isn't great in her own aspect. Her range, her vocals, they're insane. I just like the diversity that Miley Cyrus
Nice.
has.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's all personal preference. So I like that. She has something going for herself. Ariana has her strengths.
Right.
And yeah, so nice. Shout out to Miley. Chris Brown or Usher?
Ooh, okay. Chris Brown.
Nice.
Chris Brown. You know,
he's incredible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I know Usher, they're very alike, the dancing, the singing, all the things, but Chris Brown, he just has something different, you know,
Right.
just a little something
Superstar,
different.
right?
Absolutely.
And his performance level, which both of them, they highly performers.
Right.
Highly, extremely performers. So, okay, I got another petty one for you. Aaliyah or Janae Aiko?
Oh, it's like new age versus old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because they're alike in some ways.
Absolutely. I figured that was a cool comparison.
I'm gonna always say Aaliyah. The '90s were the best era for me.
She's
the best
great.
music, you know.
Yes, she got those hits too.
Yeah.
Man. And to compare both of you all, Aaliyah and her, y'all both have like just smooth, you know, pleasant type of voices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very pleasant to the ears.
Yeah.
I'll say it now. I'll put it in that perspective. So, Pink Floyd or AC/DC?
Ooh,
Took it back.
Pink Floyd. You know, they have that weird edge about them.
They do, yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, all
you
those
know?
weird instruments and everything going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know, I like that because, you know, I feel like when you're a creative, you know, the media makes it seem like, you have to be perfect to be an artist. Your looks, your music, all of those things. True creatives are weird. We don't
We are
vibe with
weirdos.
everybody. We have our own perspective of things. So
misunderstood sometimes.
Yes, yeah. So I love anything different.
Yeah, it really works opposite sometimes. It's your imperfections that may work into your favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Nice. So do you like 80s music?
I do. I like any music.
You like reggae, anything, right? You you like surrounding yourself with musical things, right? Just anything.
Right.
You go to nice restaurants where they play jazz and you like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. So those people, let's get down to business with this. Those that aren't familiar with you yet, that are, new potential fans, subscribers, listeners, what's one or two things that you want to point out to them that you feel like is special for them to be aware of or that's significant?
I would say, the difference in, me as an artist is, I really try to do things uniquely my own way, which we all do as an artist, but I have really learned to block out all of the background noise, all of the opinions, and I have really learned to just listen to myself and my creative perspective. And, since I've done that, it's opened so many doors for me. I've met so many wonderful people, had so many great experiences, and I've really just gotten started.
Yes.
You're going to hear so many different things from me. You're going to hear covers. You're going to hear originals. I'm going to do some collaborations. So much in store. But specifically, I've rebranded myself. When I come out with this single, it was like a reset to say, I'm a different person than what I was 5 or 10 years ago. And this is Tisha May now. And this is who I am as an artist. And the best is seriously yet to come.
Yeah, there's more in store. There's a lot more that we got popping.
Yeah.
She's going to come correct with it. She's going to explode and you're going to hear it all. And like she said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So get ready, prepare yourself. And so what's one thing you can't leave this earth without accomplishing?
Ooh.
Deep question, huh?
Okay. I would say, I feel like I've probably already achieved this with as many people that tell me they are proud of me. But, I come from, both sides of my family, we come from poverty, low income, not a lot of opportunity. And so, just being that change in my family and really saying like, hey, all of that stops with me, in the generations to come, I'm going to build generational wealth for my kids, my grandkids, really like putting a stop to the struggle and not getting to experience and do the things that, I really wanted to do. My parents wanted to do, not having limitations with, finances and things like that. That's really what I can't leave here without accomplishing. That is real. Yeah.
I can relate to that. Breaking that generational curse, right? Yeah, changing it up.
Right.
I love that. Changing the whole narrative. So do you like do you know who Brady White is? Brady Wyatt? He's one of my favorite artists that
he's new, isn't he?
Came up. Yeah, he does a lot of collaborations with people. What about, I love Jewel too. Remember Dreams? The Dream song?
Are you kidding me?
Dreams last.
I sing it all the time.
So
it's one of my covers in the band.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to see if you like that song.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite joints ever.
She was not appreciated like she should have been.
No.
I feel like in the 90s, the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, there were a lot of one-hit wonder or people that they had that one hit, and then when they did other, songs, other albums, they didn't have that support that they should have.
Right.
And I feel like she was one of those artists. Yeah. She was very talented. She had a unique, different voice about her.
Jewel was incredible.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off what you said, back then, there was a lot of bad record deals. And not only that, when you come out with your first album, sometimes it's one of your greatest.
Right.
So to bounce back with that second album,
hard.
it's like tough. Like 50 Cent, Get Rich or Not Trying.
I get that.
Or anybody. So that's an element of the game that you have to adjust to as for when it comes to the music business, right? So which one do you enjoy more? The business side or the craft side? Which one are you more interested in? Because I know that you had just now previously mentioned you want to break generational curses, but you have a strong passion for music and being creative. So which one do you enjoy most?
That's really hard, but I would definitely say the business side.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of trial and error, but I have had so many, awesome people that have given me tips and pointers and, just seeing how much I have built. Like you said, I don't sleep often,
Right.
I stay busy, but just seeing the results, seeing the outcome that I have, gotten so far, and
Yeah.
I've really not been doing this that long. The business aspect it's just different,
Right.
with the creativeness, I really enjoy doing that, but I also enjoy, I don't know, growing as a person and learning new things I'm good at, how to negotiate,
Yes.
meeting people,
Yes.
doing interviews,
Yes.
just different things. Like
Yes.
it really all ties into my brand and who I am as an artist. And
Yes.
so I think that, if you're not an artist, it's really hard to understand that the business side ties into the creative side in a sense of you are a walking billboard. You market yourself. You are the business. And so
Yes.
learning that and learning how to build that has been
Yes.
pretty cool.
You're right, and you're catching on to it well. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You carry yourself in a professional manner, and you got the skills, you got the capabilities, you got the music, the drive, the passion. You got a good supporting team.
Yeah.
Your brother is a producer. I mean,
Right.
come on, you know what I mean? And more producers to come.
Yeah.
So keep building those relationships. Keep doing your thing. I like that. So on the deserted island, you're stranded.
Okay.
Top 3 albums. I gotta have them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Talk heavy.
See, that's going to depend because, like, if I'm on an island, my emotions are going to be up and down.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to throw Adele in there. Her
Ooh.
21 album.
Oh man, talk heavy to him. Yeah, I love
I know
Adele.
this is going to sound crazy.
And she's a little underrated in my opinion.
She is.
Yeah.
So I know this is going to sound nuts, but when I'm really in my emotions and I'm feeling through stuff, oh my gosh, I love to play music that's really going to help me feel through it. So if I'm really having a rough week or a rough day and I feel myself building up for a good cry or something like that, I put on that music that's going to do that. And so Adele is totally that person. When I'm in my poor, pitiful me times, I'm going to turn me on some Adele and I'm going to cry right with her.
Yeah.
Okay, we're crying together.
So you flowing along the mood of the river,
Yes.
right? You just going with it.
Yep.
I like that. So your emotions really flood through your music.
Absolutely.
Completely.
Yeah.
So don't hurt your feelings. You gonna drop them. What? Watch out. I got you.
So
just wait.
Okay, Adele 21, Fleetwood Mac, the Rumors album.
Shout out to Fleetwood.
Shout out to Fleetwood. Oh, the last one.
Adele got a strong voice too. She does.
It's hard for me to really choose albums because I'm really more of a song person.
And you're singles. Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed that. And that's what works for you too. Yeah. And it was a petty question. I'm more of an EPer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
6. When I did drop projects, which 6 to 8 songs.
Give you just a little bit.
Yeah. Spoon feed them a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm into those EPs. So discipline or motivation? Which one do you feel like is more important to your everyday routine and what you have going on in everyday life?
That's hard because in the beginning, I definitely thought that it was motivation, but the more opportunity that comes, the busier I get, the more I realize the discipline really has to be there. Mm-hmm. Even as far as like what I eat, what I put into my body, that really makes a difference as far as, when you sing and you're on stage 3 to 4 hours sometimes, a couple times a week, if you're eating unhealthy, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not working out, those things really make a big difference. And, not only that, getting enough sleep, which I really struggle with.
That's a major one.
But having that discipline actually gives you the motivation to, keep doing everything. So the discipline is important. You just got to learn how to navigate it, trial and error for that too.
Yes. Stay locked in, stay focused, take it one day at a time.
Right.
Cross the bridge whenever you get to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't get ahead of yourself, especially if you already have a lot going on. So
I'm the queen of winging things. Used to I would let small things stress me out. How am I going to get over this obstacle? And now I am ready and prepared for things being thrown my way. And,
Yes.
I have this
Okay.
mindset, this motto, if there is a will, there's a way, and I'm always going to find it. So that's really helped,
Yeah, staying locked in, staying focused.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that thick skin with, the field that you're in.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with all these different people, personalities, people, places, and things when it comes to being an artist. So that's a big deal right there. You got it. Is there any artists, bands, venues, producers, anybody that in particular you want to work with in the future?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see.
And we can start with artists.
Okay. So I definitely I have a friend, his name's Antoine Bailey. He's also out doing, acoustic gigs and things like that. Very talented. I worked with him back when I worked at 4th Street, and he would get me out for karaoke before I really was even diving into the music like I am now.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know each other that well, but he was just another artist that saw potential in me, and now I see him out doing his thing. I would absolutely love to collaborate with him on an original. Very talented. He has that soul in his voice, but he is very open, just like me, in a sense of he is not just an R&B artist. He sings a little bit of everything. He isn't afraid to go anywhere. He is somebody that he can look at the crowd and adapt and, really entertain all walks of life. And that it makes a difference to be able to have, not just a particular type of person that likes your music or a particular genre, to be able to relate to everybody in the crowd by, singing different genres. It's just something different.
Different genres, yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that. Cool, man. And he sounds like all around, like you said, he has the stage presence.
Yes.
So he sounds like someone that has, different pointers about him.
Yeah.
Different characteristics about him as an artist.
Right.
That's fulfilling, and you like to be around that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. And that keeps you more on point.
Right.
Like, let me go out here and make sure I'm being unapologetic.
Right.
And kill it.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you feel about the emergence of artificial intelligence? Because, there's a lot of things coming on to us very rapidly, very fast. A lot of things being created, technology-wise. So how do you feel about it?
So in one sense, I'm not somebody that doesn't like change. I'm very open to growing and adapting, and I think that what we've been able to do with technology is awesome. But I also feel like the more technology we get and we have thrown at us, the less we are connected with each other. The less people really use their creative talent. So in one sense, I feel like it's a good thing. In another sense, I feel like it can take a lot of jobs away. A lot of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword,
It is double-edged sword.
Yeah.
The yin and the yang to it.
Exactly.
And that's why it's such an interesting question. Because as you see these things, they just come about, the driving cars, the robots, the touch accessories, facial recognitions, everything's happened so fast. And then here we are.
Right.
We have all these toys to play with.
Yeah.
So nice. Do you have any shout outs?
I have so many. Let me try and limit it. I would say shout out to Roundtable Recording. Without you guys, I would not have put out this single. You really helped navigate with me and, really helped me tell my story in this song. And the other one that we've written. I cannot wait to collaborate even more and see where, this team is going to take me. Shout out to both of my groups that I play with, Dave, Johnny, Fred, Tony. You guys keep me doing what I love. You keep me on my toes. You continue to push me, even in times where I'm uncomfortable and, I don't really believe in myself. You guys are there to really keep, my creativeness flowing, and I appreciate that. Shout out to my parents, my family, my friends, my boyfriend. You guys all continue to show up for me, no matter my crazy ideas. Even my coworkers at my day job, they've really become like family. Everybody has really supported me and, just given me that push to keep pursuing my dream and grow with my talent And it's just a different feeling when everybody believes in you the way you believe in yourself. And you don't have to convince the people around you of why you're doing what you're doing. I have so many people around me that just truly understand that I'm walking in my purpose. And it's just a different feeling when you have a good support system around you. So thank you guys for all that, you continue to show up and do for me, and all of your support and love. I really appreciate it.
Yo, that was so warming and touching.
Oh, good.
Thank you. You must have a great support.
I really do.
Thank you all. Really. I appreciate it, because she's wearing it. She's a prime example of how great you are. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the platform. Continue to be great. Continue to surface around and do your thing. Keep tearing the stage up. Keep dropping those records, you know what I mean? Keep the lemon with the honey.
Period.
Keep doing that. Make sure those lungs is right.
Yeah.
And yes, stay positive. Stay with the good energy and the glow that you got going on. And that's why people love to be around you. And the music is incredible.
I appreciate
and shout out to your brother.
Yes.
That production must be slamming and bamming, right?
I will say that when I moved back home, it was different for me, because when you live in a small town, a small community, a lot of people do not leave. We get comfortable, we get complacent. Mm-hmm. And I really went out on a limb. I moved to the big city, and coming back home for me was very prideful. And so, I was depressed for a long time. I didn't really know how to process and channel my emotions. And, my brother saw that, and he kind of jumped in like, let's do something productive with this. And so shout out to you, because you really helped me, just get back into music, appreciate music, and learn how to grow with my craft. And, I would definitely say that without you, I would not be here. I would not be doing my originals. I would not be as big as I am in the music. So I really appreciate you and all your support. As much as we have, banged heads with each other, I know that some days we probably hate each other. We both push each other, but it's been really nice to have somebody who sees the potential in you and pushes you to see that potential in yourself. And without you, I would have probably never saw that. So thank you for that.
That is dope.
Yeah.
And yes, he gave you an emotional platform to rely on in his music.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you have any upcoming events?
Well, you had named a couple.
Yes.
Like you said, next Wednesday we will be at the Thirsty Sportsman, and then the rest of the Wednesdays in August we will be at Joe's Crab Shack. August 30th we will be at Derby City Gaming. And if you check any of my social medias, I definitely try my best to at least put a list of my events for the next month and a half. But I'm also going to get better at creating events and inviting people. I know sometimes on social media, I'm not always thrown in everybody's algorithm. So I'm going to do my best at, actually creating events and inviting people to them. Because, when you're as busy as I am, sometimes you don't pay attention to those details. But I've definitely saw creating events and personally inviting people, and having people show up to stuff. The Thirsty Sportsman, for instance, that's my hometown bar. That's where all my hometown people are.
Austin, right?
Yes. And
shout out to the whole Indiana. But yeah, definitely shout out to Austin.
You know what? I take that back. Austin is where I'm from. Crothersville is where the Thirsty Sportsman is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a prime example. I went in there with all of my close people. We packed the place, and it was so awesome because it was my family. It was my friends. It's people that I see all the time on a regular basis. And, having everybody there, and, we're enjoying good food, good music, good company, that's where it's at.
That sounds special. I'm going to have to come out to one of these events.
Yes.
Like I said, when I make my way up to Indianapolis, maybe we'll stop in there and check out something.
We'd love to have
and maybe Joe's Crab Shack too, because that food was looking fire.
Come through for the seafood.
Man, okay. I'm telling you, those crab legs, what you get up there?
So
what you usually get? What's
I love cracking some crab's legs. So sorry to the crabs. Your legs are great. But they have a seafood pasta. It's king crab with shrimp, spinach, tomatoes, and a white sauce. And I'm just going to tell you something. Normally, I'm somebody that really changes what I get. It's got me in a chokehold, and every time I sing there, that is what I get.
It must be righteous then. I need to try that.
Yes.
I like seafood pasta. I love shrimp. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Nice. So, Tisha May White,
Yeah.
y'all lock in all the music and all the events that she has coming on. It's going to get bigger and better and more special. I'm telling you. And we rocking like this. You got anything else to say?
I think that's it.
You good. Check out the music. Let's get the business.
Yo, let's get the